Yeah, please ask questions as we go, because otherwise I'll just tell you what I want to tell you, and you really need to know what you need to know. So please ask questions. If you have got a phone, can you take a picture of your lips? Because we want you to try the product.
Jokainen ottaisi omalla puhelimella tai sitten kaverin puhelimella, niin jokaisesta huulista nytten yhdet valokuvat.
And we're going to demonstrate up here with one person as well.
Onko sulla mä voin ottaa mun puhelimella I take a picture about her.
A little bit about me. I've been in the beauty industry 30 years. In the United Kingdom, I've never met any woman who hasn't used a product that I've been involved with ever. So I've been involved in about 3,500 different products, making products for other people. And when I was doing 26 products for a very high-end skincare brand, I said, why are you making 26 products that don't work when you could make 4 that do? And she suggested if I was so clever, I should do it myself with my own money. So I did. And that brand was Cult 51, which we're not talking about today, but we can talk about another time. Then I was asked by a famous esthetician in New York to create a product for a world-renowned female recording artist, which some of you will definitely have one of her albums, to do a product that would get her photo ready here in 15 minutes. So I did that. She loved it. It started to become a Hollywood must-have. And then I started to think, what else could I do that would happen within minutes? So that's how Instant Effects came about. So you won't be able to read that. Hopefully we'll get it on projector. Do you know what Mintel is? Mintel. What it is an organization that gathers data on everything to do with consumers. So it does it on the beauty industry, it does it on phones, on televisions, on everything. And it gives you insights into consumer behavior. And then it sells that data. What Mintel says is that 67% of women in Europe are dissatisfied with the performance of their beauty products. So you buy a beauty product which says, I'm going to reduce your wrinkles, and then you apply it and it doesn't reduce your wrinkles. And that's because the box doesn't even say it will reduce your wrinkles. About 98% of the beauty industry is hope in a bottle, which is a hell of a thing to say. But all you have to do is read the box. A European product cannot lie on pack. I've only ever found one that lied. If it doesn't say I do it, it doesn't do it. So if it doesn't say I do it in very simple English, it doesn't do it. So they use what's called copy claims. Copy claim is something that sounds good, but doesn't really mean anything, and it can't be untrue. So you will see things on products that say, reveal your more youthful glow. It doesn't say, I will give you a more youthful glow. It says, what does it mean? What does reveal your more youthful glow mean? Another one is they'll put on pack, contains cyanate. Cyanate is proven to reduce wrinkles 52% in 28 days. That doesn't say, I, the product, will reduce your wrinkles. That says, I, the product, use an ingredient which is very good and is clinically proven to reduce your wrinkles 52% in 28 days. So you think it's going to reduce your wrinkles, but it doesn't say it's going to reduce your wrinkles. All of our products, or my products, go through fully independent, full clinical testing, 100%, every single person, in every measurement, in every criteria, every age, significant gain. So we actually say what we do, and we do it. So when you see a product that says clinically tested, that's got to be good, isn't it? You think? Not really. I could fill this whole room with product, and if I put one drop of a clinically tested ingredient in there, I can put clinically tested on the box. Clinically proven, that's got to be better, isn't it? you'd think. Not really. Unless you say what it's clinically proven to do, what does it mean? It could be clinically proven not to work. Also, you'll see clinically proven with an asterisk on it. If you look on the reverse of the box, it will say 27 women out of 40 agreed with this following statement: I felt better. All of our testing is done in a laboratory with laboratory equipment in laboratory conditions, and it's fully independent. So I give them the product, I give them a lot of money, and sit and pray and hope that the results come back. Just put it on your finger and put it over your lips. You've all got a photo. So, normally with any lip plumper, it will cause a stinging sensation on your lip. So when you get a bee sting, you get a lump. The lump is the body's reaction to an aggravation. So when you use a sting product, you aggravate your lip and your body reacts and pumps in corrector fluid. So the more it stings, the more plumping you get. The downside of that product, so the more it stings, the better result you'll get. So it pumps in corrector fluid, but because that's an unnatural reaction, your lip structure will stretch, and when it wears off, you'll have deeper lines. Because it's an airless pump, for a reason I'll explain in a minute, it takes a few pumps to get that product to move through. So it's usually 20 pumps, and if we didn't do that in transport, it might leak. About 20 for the first time. After that, it might take about 5. So with this product, it's a unique patented ingredient, and all we're really doing is pumping oxygen into your lips. It's very simple what it does, but it's very, very complicated chemistry. So we have a liquid that can hold oxygen. That's very, very clever. And the second bit of cleverness is that 90% goes into your lip structure and only 10% into the environment. So oxygen is to blood what nectar is to bees. So as soon as the oxygen goes into your lip structure, blood goes for it, and it's the blood that gives you the instant 20%. So you've had 2 minutes. If you take your phones, take another photo.
All right.
So what we're going to get here in 2 minutes is the top lip is going to come up. There's going to be a very large increase in colour. The Cupid's bow, which is like this, is going to come up. And this line here, which is like a beigey line, which you get with age, within 2 minutes will go streaky. Within 1 hour will be lip again. So when you look at your before and after, if you look at them just swipe, swipe, you'll see an increase in colour. If you make them bigger, you'll see your Cupid's bow, even within that time frame's coming up. If you have a jagged line, it'll straighten. And if you have lines, they start to diminish inside of 2 minutes. And if you have dry, cracked lips, instant resolved. Has everyone seen their differences? Has anyone not seen a difference? So we've all got a good result. It's 100%. If you demonstrate that product on someone, in my experience, 98% of people buy it there and then. Which one's bigger? That one. That's one application 20 days ago. So, if you have very, very thin lips, if you take a photo, you will see it, but 20% of not a lot is not a lot. If you have very, very thin lips, use it once a day for between 3 and 7 days, and you'll have 30 to 40% bigger. If you have average, which is more like me, that sort of result, and that's after 20 days. If you have very luscious lips, then they simply plump, they don't grow. But all lip lines will become straighter, all Cupid's bows come up, and its full effect is an hour. So those effects you've seen get better and better and better for an hour. So this is just showing you some of the clinical evidence. But you've already seen it, so I don't have to prove it to you now. This is just some before and afters. So, whoops, even on Afro-Caribbean, they have luscious lips, so they haven't grown, but look at this colour difference. And that's genuine 2 minutes. And that's some more 2 minutes. And more 2 minutes. And more 2 minutes. That's the hour effect. So your lips will continue improving for an hour. That's an editor of a famous magazine, Fashion du Jour. That's her picture, nothing to do with me. You can see it on the internet. That's her before, during, and 2 minutes after. So that's lip. Any questions on lip?
So is it only what is will you explain?
So the patent is about, we have a liquid that can hold oxygen.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's what you invited.
So
Invented.
the oxygen is in the liquid, which is very, very cute. And then 90% of that oxygen goes in and only 10% into the environment. There's no other product I know of with this technology. So it's a natural process.
Okay.
And that's why it has to be an airless pump, because otherwise the oxygen would come out. Can we take another photo? Because then you can show. It's good?
Joo, siis ton hänen kysymykseen vastaan. Tässä mitä näyttää olevan. Tavallaan se happi aiheuttaa myöskin sen.
Great.
Myöskin sen oman meidän metabolismin
Want to see the whole face, hopefully only the
And see this line here?
Yeah,
Within an hour that will be red.
yeah.
sinne purkkiin se happi.
So you've all seen your Cupid's bow come up, you've all got an increase in colour, you've all seen lines come down. The other thing is, if you have what I would say is a diver, which means if one of your lips goes down much quicker than the other side, within 3 to 7 days,
3-7 päivän kuluttua
they'll be symmetrical.
ne on samassa korkeudella.
So don't just put it on the one, just put it all over. The thinner they are, the more they grow.
Niin, eli
So if you're, say, under 30, it'll be more like 3 days. If you're over 50, it'll be more like 7 days. It will just come up. So put it all over. It's all natural. So after 2 minutes, you can wipe it off and put lipstick on if you want, or you leave it on as a lip gloss. Instant Lash is one of the most amazing products I've ever created. How it works is that this time we put oxygen and a little bit of nitrogen into the lash. So your hair is dead, sort of, but not quite. So when you get stressed, it can change the hair on your head. So a hair,
Hius.
you have a cuticle, a cortex, an orthocortex, and right at the middle, you have what's called a medulla. So right at the center of the hair is a medulla, and it's shaped like this. So it's thickest at the root and thinnest at the end. And it does.
Juuri, joo, all right, joo.
It doesn't bring forward blood, it brings forward nutrient. So because the oxygen molecules are so small, it goes all the way down to the medulla, excites the medulla, and it brings forward more nutrient. So it goes. Zhip. So when it goes like this, because it's right from the medulla, the central core, your lash swells, but all the cuticles remain closed. If you swell a hair shaft any other way, your cuticles will open. And if your cuticles open, you will suffer breakage, you lose nourishment, etc., etc. So because we do that and we keep the cuticles closed, we nourish from inside, it's a natural process. We strengthen hair because we will close cuticles if they're open, and we'll keep cuticles closed. So you will suffer less breakage. We're conditioning the lash. In 2 minutes, you'll have an average 20% thicker lashes. It's not a mascara. It's genuinely your lash is thicker. This is just some of the sciencey kind of claims bit, so you can see what we're doing. In 2 weeks, if you use it every night for 2 weeks, 40% thicker, 20% longer. So Revitalash,
Yeah, Revitalash.
Revitalash does work. It does make your lash longer. It doesn't make it thicker, but it does make it longer.
And it's based on.
And it's 12 weeks, that one, Revitalash. And it uses an ingredient that was used for the treatment of glaucoma. The downside, the negative of using that product, have you used it before?
No, I didn't. I bought it actually, but then I was too afraid to use it.
Yeah.
I have used it.
So if you've used it, you'll know this to be true then. When you use it, you end up with a brown stain here.
No.
You didn't?
Koska se revitää. Joo.
Itchy.
It will itch.
Yeah.
So usually you'll get a little brown stain here. Then that product also drains fat cells. So when you look at their own before and afters, look at the eye socket and it goes more maroon colour because the blood is closer to the surface because it drains fat cells.
Eli
Lenses, and some get behind that. It can change the colour of your eye or become very itchy. So it doesn't make your lash thicker, but it does make it longer. So we don't use that ingredient, we just use oxygen.
Käyttää sitä happea tuotetta.
So it's a natural process.
Eli luonnollinen prosessi.
So that's a 2-week effect. And these are some of the results from the clinical trial. Woohoo. So you can see how much bigger they are in each one. So on average, women in 2 minutes get about 35%. We say 20% because men were on the trial, and on average, men only get 12%. So this is some of the photos from the trial. So you can see that side, you can hardly see the lashes. On this side, you can see them. So that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks. Whoops. That's 2 weeks. That's Fashion du Jour. That's her 2-week trial. So that's an editor that I have nothing to do with.
Se toimittaja kokeili tuotetta.
And that is a photo of lashes over the over 14 days. So
2 viikkoa.
day 1, day 14. So 20% thicker in 2 minutes, but women get more than that. 40% thicker, 20% longer in 2 weeks. It's a very thin serum. So the first time you use it, you will over apply. So we put a very small aperture in there to take off a lot of the product. So from root to tip, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Eli juuresta ihan.
But you will feel as if there's nothing on your lash. So then you'll go 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you'll go like this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Also works on brows.
Se käy myös kulmakarvoille.
So if you have a very thin brow, because it's been overplucked,
Se on
you
hyvin-
put it on, rub your finger, within 4 to 8 weeks you'll have a full brow back. It works with your skin's metabolism. Your skin's metabolism is primarily on repair at night or when you sleep. So it's more powerful just before you sleep. It's okay to use it in the morning. You'll still get the result.
Aamullakin voi käyttää.
Any questions on that? Yes, once you know how to use it properly.
Siis tiedän,
So if you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, it's like a primer.
vähän primer.
If you go 3, 4, 5, your mascara will clump. So if you're going to put mascara on, put it on, wait 2 minutes, and just wipe any excess off, then apply your mascara. When you've got it right, it's a beautiful primer. So it makes them thicker, longer, it naturally conditions from the inside, it naturally nourishes, it makes them stronger, you will suffer less breakage, and it starts to repair any damage from false eyelashes or whatever. If you use this before you apply false eyelashes, it protects the lash underneath. Okay, so what we're going to do
Eli silmäalusta tää silmän.
is just apply this to the back of one hand, and we'll show you how this works on your skin, because you'll never believe what I'm going to tell you, but you will believe your own skin. So this is the product I created for that world-renowned female recording artiste and film star.
Okay.
You need a very small amount. So if you've got a lot, wipe it off. It's
Jos on
very,
liian
very
paljon,
powerful. It absorbs within 90 seconds. If you are under 30, no children, and you have a very enjoyable evening,
Tosi kiva ilta ollut.
and the next morning you need to go to work and not look as if you had an enjoyable evening, you'd put it on, within 15 minutes you'd look as if you had 8 hours sleep. If you do have children or you're older than 30, you might use it several times a week. It depends how naughty your children are.
Okei. Se niin monta paljon.
Yeah, it really goes after 50. After 50, you need to use it 4 or 5 times a week. But if you've got children or if you're over 50, use it at night. It's 15 times more powerful at night.
Eli
If you have constant issues of dark circles or puffiness, use it night and day for 14 days. Within that 14-day period, they will minimum 90% reduce up to total eradication. So, puffiness and dark circles are caused by poor blood circulation. So we use what's called a vascular constrictor. So your capillaries will be quite large. What we do is we make them smaller and smaller. Now that sounds as if you'll reduce your blood flow. But if you turn a tap on, it'll flow. If you put your finger over the end, it squirts. So what we do when we reduce this, the capillaries down, is we push the blood through with force. So once your blood is flowing more powerfully, the first thing it will do is pick up deoxygenated blood, which is the dark. Once it's got around 65% of that, which is roughly 24 hours, it keeps going, then turns its attention to water, which is puff. So if you've got constant issues of puffiness and dark, you'll go day 1, day 2, day 3. So the fastest it's ever happened is 1, 2, 3, dark puff. Whoosh. The longest it's ever taken is day 12, dark puff. So by day 14, minimum 90% gone, and it's up to 100%. Lots of people get total eradication. So this is before and afters.
ennen ja jälkeen.
That's a famous editor in the UK. That's her photo.
Eli kuuluisa toimittaja
So that's
tehnyt tän itselleen
15 minutes. So you can see all the wrinkles coming out.
15 minuuttia.
15 minutes.
15 minuuttia.
So if you look at your hands, hold your fingers out. The hand you applied the serum to is now a different colour. Hold your fingers out when you do it, because when you tighten it up, you can see a different colour. So the hand that you applied the product to is a different colour. That's your skin's energy rising straight away. You may go slightly lighter, you may go slightly darker. It's the colour of your younger, more energised skin. And that's even working. How old are you?
20.
20. Has it worked yet?
A little bit, yeah.
So the younger you are, the slightly longer it'll take. I always say 15 minutes.
15
If you're
minuuttia.
under 20, normally it's around 3.5 to 4 minutes. If you're 30, it's about 2.5, 3 minutes. If you're 40, it's 2 minutes. If you're 50, it's 1 minute. And if you're over 50, about 30 seconds. It's more complicated than that.
Okay, but it's like a
Well, what it also does is it ups your level of what's called ATP. Every cell in your body needs ATP to do whatever it wants to do. So we up your ATP levels by up to 57%. ATP is the fuel of life. Without ATP, we would all be a gooey mess on the floor. Every cell in your body, no matter what it wants to do, needs ATP.
I would translate to some-
And as you get older, your levels of ATP diminish. So we will boost what's called ATP neosynthesis. We tell your body to create more ATP. So you have the energy of younger skin. That's why your skin changes colour. If you feel that hand, and then feel the other hand, soft and smooth. And then, holding your fingers out for you, maybe you, and maybe you, when you do a pinch test, those people, both hands will spring back quite quickly, but on the hand applied,
Eli jos teet
it will
näin,
be thicker and harder to do. So if you
tulee
look at mine,
iho takaisin.
if you look at mine for a minute, very slow, yeah?
Eli
Look at
tavallaan
that.
se ihon
That's 6 minutes. Its full effect is 12 hours. Moisturization, 12 hours after application, the lowest result we achieved, the lowest, was a 74% increase in moisturization after 12 hours. And that's in an air-conditioned environment. 24 hours later, 38% more moisturized than before you applied the product.
Joo.
Skin barrier function is just a measurement, so it's a bit like your temperature. So
Yeah, all right.
good skin barrier function is said to be between 7 and 10. If you're between 7 and 10, everything about your skin is functioning well. There is nothing you can say about your skin that doesn't get worse with a higher number. There's nothing about your skin that doesn't get better with a lower number. On average, we took an average of skin barrier function 9.9 down to 5.78 in 6 weeks. So we gave on average better than good skin. Our worst result was we took somebody from 12 down to 8.92. So the worst result we had was we gave someone good skin. And it's a bit like a primer, so you can make up within minutes.
Yeah.
So if you've all seen a difference in colour, you've all got a better pinch.
But you are not doing it for the whole, you don't have the cream for the whole face, you are now just having this.
That's just for the eye. So any questions about any of those products?
Ink list, there are millions of products.
Yeah.
Then,
However,
yeah.
we come back to what's called copy claims. If I tell you about lots of ingredients, I'm not telling you about what my product's going to do for you. What I'm telling you is I have lots of ingredients in my product.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm not telling you what I'm going to do. We tell you in very simple English what we're going to do. I do it, I do it, I do it. And the point of I do it is oxygen.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So we don't have to say about complicated stories of ingredients in these products. It's very simple. It's oxygen.
We are so used to it, you know.
Eli niin.
We are so used to it to hear all these ingredients.
But it's marketing. I'm talking about this, and I'm not talking about what I'm going to do for you. We say 20% in 2 minutes. Average. So you could pick up any product anywhere in the world, and I've never found a product with more than 3 claims. Ever. Anywhere in the world. Read the box. If it doesn't say I do it, in simple English, it means it doesn't do it.
Customer will buy it.
98%.
Yeah.
3 things. Take a photo, put the product on, take a photo
Okei.
for the lips.
Eli
And when they take the photo, as you've done, you've seen it, what you might have to do is make it bigger to point it out and make it look. With the eye, put it on the hand and you see it. The lash is more difficult because most people have mascara on, so they're not going to try it.
tehdään.
But if they've seen the lip, they've seen the eye, they'll believe the lash. So we say seeing is believing. You would not believe what these products do unless you tried it. You wouldn't believe me, you wouldn't believe clinical testing. Seeing is believing. If you don't try it, if you try it, in my experience, 90%, 98% buy it there and then. So, you know, you guys, if you're doing a beauty treatment, you could just say, oh, just try that on a hand, and then continue to do it, and then
I can't believe it.
even in the serum, the eye lift,
Seerumissa.
all of the actives are from a natural source. On the lip and the lash,
Silmässä ja
under the new European law, which comes into effect next year, lip and lash will be classed as natural products. And thousands of products which are currently called natural will have to be renamed or withdrawn. There's nothing more natural than oxygen.